What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the ROC, like where to go to rent it, buy it, and even how to use it. We're also going to touch on upgrading it, as sad as it is during this current patch. And finally, is it really worth buying it for yourself, or should you just rent it every time you go out and mine? To start, I'm going to show you where you can rent the ROC from. This is the refinery bay on Ambitious Dream Station. To transport a ROC, you're going to need at least a Nomad for a ship, which isn't rentable, so if that's not your starter ship, or you don't have a bigger one, you have to rent something. You can rent the Cutlass Black for 34,632 AUEC. You can also rent the ROC 4,300 AUEC from the same terminal. Now on to buying your very own ROC. Head off to Loreville. Loreville can be found on Hurston. You can find the dealership in Loreville. It's called New Deal. Loreville can be a little tricky to get to the landing area if you've never been there before. Just make sure you're above the floating text when you come in. Now once off the elevator, make a right, and then you'll find New Deal. Now go in, up the stairs, down the long walkway, and through the doors, and up to the terminal. And now for a little YouTube magic. Access the terminal. The easiest way to find the ROC is by using the filter for the Grey Cat. It'll cost you a total of 172,000 AUEC. After buying it, time to upgrade it with a cooler and 2 power plants to make it last longer, as there's a bug that stops you from repairing the cooler. Ditch the ROC and claim it on insurance once the cooler gets to 80% to get a new one, so that way you're not dealing with endless overheating. You're able to check the wear of the cooler in the power window under the item tab. To get the upgrades, we need to head to New Babbage and Microtech. The landing area is off from the side of the city, which is easy to find by the train tracks leading off to it. Once you land, head to the metro station and get on the train to the Common. Once off the train, head up the stairs and go to the left. Once you make it through the opening, keep running straight till you run down the stairs and turn right. Once you run up these stairs, you'll see Omega Pro go through the door and up to the terminal. Once accessed, make sure to set your location for the stuff. I always pick local. We're after 1 size 0 cooler and 2 size 0 power plants. It also takes a size 0 laser, but I have been unable to find one at this point. The stock laser doesn't have any mining module spots. Buy 1 Tapilo cooler for 6,300 AUEC. Then buy 2 Defiant power plants for 7,400 AUEC. Now that you have all 3 pieces for the ROC, let's head out to a mining facility on the moon. Don't forget to move your parts from local storage to your ship when you go to leave, if that's where you chose for the parts to be stored. For this part, I headed to the Shubin mining facility on Daymar, which is one of Crusader's moons. Made you a nice little map. The circles represent the 2 buildings. One's blue, one's orange, and the squares represent where I land, depending on which building I go to. First, let's start off at the blue building. Land in the blue square and transfer your ship's inventory to local. Go into the blue building through both doors. Once you're in the room with the terminals, hit F1 to pull up your mobi-glass. And go to the second tab from the left where you edit your vehicle. Side note, the vehicle has to be stored to edit it. Put on the new cooler and power plant and save in the bottom right. Now you can use the terminal in the room to claim and receive your ROC. Once delivered, head outside to the pad where it spawns. Run up to the ROC, tap F to get in. Once in, press the U to turn on all power, and press the I to start the engine to make it drivable. L turns on a light in case it's dark. You can only access the storage from the back. Now go ahead and pull your ROC onto the ship. You can either pull it on or back it on any ship big enough for it. The only one it matters about is the Nomad. It has to be backed on. Get into the pilot seat of the ship and scan for minerals by pushing the tab button. Now pick one of those little cube markers in any direction and head towards it. Hopefully it turns into a little diamond-shaped gem marker. Once you find a set, park the ship right next to them and get the ROC out. And drive it over to the gem nodes. Push M to pull out your mining laser. Left click activates it. Use the mouse wheel to scroll up or down to change the power of the laser. It's like a little mini game. You want to bring the charge up and maintain it in the optimal range without going into the overcharge range. If you do make it up into the overcharge point, don't panic. Just left click, it'll turn the laser off, which resets the laser power to 0. Just keep in mind that for every bit of overcharge that you build up, the harvest gems spread out from the explosion, even to the point of blowing up your ROC and killing you if the charge was too high. Once the optimal or overcharge bar are completely full, mining node will explode and give you the gems. Once all the nodes are mined, right click to change to extraction mode, then left click to pick up all the gems on the ground. Once you have all the gems picked up, put the ROC back on your ship and repeat. And repeat. And repeat. till you fill up the rock. Oh, and a good little tip to have, if you happen to find these gems on the side of a mountain, just ignore them. The way that they slide down the hill and spread out, it's totally not worth your time to sit there and pick all of them up. I wasted 30 minutes picking up the Hadnite and an hour and a half mining session in this recording. Now that we're mostly full, let's head back. You can quantum jump if you're farther than 25 kilometers away from the mining facility to get back a little faster. Once back, land on the pad in the orange square that I drew. Now head in the building with the orange tower. Once through both doors, access the terminal. Click sell in the top middle, select your rock, and sell from the rock. Before selling, I start with 127,590 AUEC. After selling, the total is 273,557 AUEC. With just 2 loads like that, or 1 full load of Hadnite, you'd have enough for a rock. But that raises the final question: is it really worth buying your own rock? And in my opinion, no. The major benefit in owning your own stuff is being able to upgrade it. And the fact that there's not a laser head that you can put on it right now, which cuts out mining modules, is a big disadvantage for it, and cuts out any reason to actually own one. I hope you found this helpful. If there's something you would like for me to make a video on, just leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.